we got another episode of Raw in which we got a pretty cool announcement. Just as I predicted, people, you need to listen to your forehead of the table a little bit more. And oh my god, I like Jey Uso, I hate saying this, but my toxic personality is rejecting all of it right now. Yeet, yeet, yeet. Same exact thing since WrestleMania. Makes an entrance, yeet, stops, music continues, yeets. How could I not when WWE mails me this kind of crap? World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso has his yeet set on Logan Paul. Stop this. Stop this right now, WWE. Look, people, I get it. It works. He's great. But why does he have to be this one-dimensional character? This promo was so ass. I'm trying to give this championship title reign a benefit of the doubt, but WWE ain't helping. Raw after WrestleMania, he just yeets. Every single week, he does the same exact thing, and I'm like, did you even plan what's gonna happen with Jey Uso? I hate how they turned one of the most complex characters in WWE into a walking merchandise. I get it from a business standpoint, but like there's a fine line, right? Like you don't have to make it his entire personality. This was the promo that made me break. I don't like overreacting. I'm always trying to let it play out, but I'm like, okay, like it's a bit much at this point. It's a meme. Has his yeet set on Logan Paul? Come on. Come on. Now, I was not expecting much out of this episode because they're building Saturday night's main event, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's a semi-premium live event. This episode was not necessarily bad. I enjoyed the wrestling, I enjoyed some of the promos, but pretty uneventful anyway. Even the main event, great match, didn't really achieve much in my opinion. Now, CM Punk opened this episode of Raw. He's angry, but mostly at himself. Says he's been betrayed by Paul Heyman before. Fool me once, shame on you. Yes, people, WWE finally acknowledged the fact that this friendship had some trouble. Correct me if I'm wrong. I respect Paul Heyman, very smart individual. He turned on CM Punk for Ryback, and they kissed. He turned on one of the GOATs for Ryback. What was Vince McMahon smoking back then? Well, anyway, says Jey Uso actually warned him about Heyman. Also, Jey can talk. He can make great points. He's not on this loop, basically. He calls out Seth Rollins and takes a shot at his entrance music. You're nothing but a song kid, but then the bell rings. Okay, so logically, it doesn't work for Seth Rollins. You can't say that shit. You can say that about a lot of people. Is it a fair criticism? I don't know. But I think CM Punk is talking in character, so let's not overreact. He's basically saying that when the bell rings, you lose and you have to cheat. All of that kayfabe shit, right? It's not that big of a deal. But yes, in a way, it sounds ridiculous saying that, yeah, Seth Rollins' old theme song, but then the bell rings. Rollins says Punk is egoistical, claims Heyman supported Punk when no one else did. You're a gaslighter. He blames CM Punk for not being World Heavyweight Champion. Then Rollins cues Braun Breaker to attack. We got a fight, which I actually enjoyed because then we got Sami Zayn. Jey Uso runs in, super kick on Seth Rollins. Breaker takes out Jey. Zayn returns with a steel chair, and finally evens the odds. I absolutely love this because there's so much fantasy booking I can give you. But before we go into that, there was a backstage segment. The match got announced, people. Sami Zayn and CM Punk versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Sami Zayn talks with CM Punk about the match. Both express how they don't really trust each other, but Sami says, I didn't trust you, but it worked out at War Games, so Punk is willing to work together. Okay, I absolutely love this. First of all, I do have some criticisms. Roman Reigns is a huge part of this storyline. Where is Roman? I love Roman so much, I respect him so much. Obviously, he deserves that break, but come on now. Come on now, Roman is such a big part of the storyline. He got betrayed by Paul Heyman too, and he's nowhere to be found. I think it's time to admit, people, at this point, unfortunately, Roman Reigns is a part-timer, and, you know, he deserves it, I get it, but, I just miss Roman, man. I just miss Roman. Here's what could happen, people. I'm very excited about this match. Now we have 2 on 3. 4 if you count Roman. We have Jey, we have Sami, we have CM Punk, and then we have Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. What's gonna happen, people? What's gonna happen? Well, the forehead of the table is gonna give your ass some wisdom. The forehead of the table is gonna enlighten ya He's gonna enlighten ya people in this match. What makes sense to me is exactly what I told you that, is gonna happen at Backlash if this match will happen. Well, it didn't happen at Backlash. It's happening on Saturday night's main event, which is great. It makes this premium live event actually interesting. In some ways, it looks even more exciting than Backlash, which is kind of crazy. We'll see about that. But what's gonna happen is that they're outnumbered. The heels are outnumbered, which is so rare. I think in this match, and I could be wrong, but that's my prediction, it makes sense. Simple booking, people. Simple booking. We get a new member. Somebody helps Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, and that's how they win the match. There's no way they're going to lose. Absolutely no way. But since they're heels, somebody is going to help them, and we're going to get that new member. Yes, there were rumors that the new member is not in plans. I don't buy any of that shit. I really don't buy any of that shit. Especially nowadays, we gotta take these rumors with a grain of salt, people. So I am very, very excited about this match because there's a lot of possibility we're finally going to get a new member. I like this faction so far. I do have my problems, but for the most part, it would be fixed with new members, really. Then we got Penta versus Chad Gable, which is crazy because I thought Penta would have problems with El Grande Americano, but, am I to judge? Pretty good match right here. Like I've said, there's nothing really that I hated on this episode of Raw except for that Jey and Gunther promo. The wrestling was good, but this show felt kinda uneventful in a way, which I get is somewhat understandable. So Penta wins this fun match. El Grande Americano was not on the show. Now, people, I want to talk about El Grande a little bit. Let me remind you, we have the same values, whatever. Sometimes I'm a little in character and stuff, but I'm not like a legit piece of poo-poo, right? Whatever. A lot of people find the El Grande Americano gimmick offensive because they're making fun of the Mexican wrestlers. That's the whole point. That's literally the idea. A heel is being disrespectful to Mexican wrestling culture. And the end goal is that he's going to get his ass kicked. What they're portraying is that he's an asshole who's doing that. It's not like he's a babyface and they're trying to get the audience to respect him for how he's making fun of the Mexican wrestlers. Everything is so over the top, and that's the idea. It goes as far as people saying, well, I hope Chad Gable is losing his push now. It's like getting mad at Bryan Cranston for playing Heisenberg. We got the War Raiders versus American Made. Very good match. The New Day were watching. They were really, really fun on commentary. Absolutely still loving their heel work. I will say though, I did not expect this result. Yes, people, American Made actually won. One of my favorite tag teams in the WWE to watch, so hopefully that tag team match is going to happen. Rollins talks to Breaker ahead of their tag team match at Saturday night's main event. Says Punk and Sammy have no idea what he's capable of. Whispers something in Braun Breaker's ear. You know what, people? I have no idea what he told him. I like the segment, Seth Rollins is being kind of creepy. I think he said, "We have a secret weapon. Akira Tozawa." And WWE don't want to reveal that to us right now. The shocker is going to be amazing. People, Sheamus wants a match against Grayson Waller. And let me quickly remind you of the story. Basically, Grayson was supposed to face Sheamus, but then he got scared. Well, he had no idea it's going to be Sheamus, so he said, I'm gonna give this match to my boy. And he gave it to Austin Theory. Finally, can we finally, next week, get the breakup? As much as I like these two, everybody is waiting for that breakup because these two have so much potential and they're being wasted every single week. These type of talent should not be jobbers, in my opinion. I really hope Austin Theory is going to turn on Grayson Waller, and I believe the pop is going to be great. If there's some kind of a genius plan by Triple H, on purpose trying to kind of bury Austin Theory to get that sympathy from the fans, and then he turns face, and that way everybody likes him even more, props to Triple H. Or maybe he hates his guts because he's a Vince McMahon guy. I have no idea. But can we finally get some kind of a development? I made a video about this like a year ago. Oh my god, Austin Theory turning face, guys? No, he didn't. Then we got Jey Uso, and like I've said, he eats, he stops, music continues, he eats. The World Heavyweight Champion is now in your city. I got a big target on my back, and I need to speak my mind. He addresses Logan Paul's past comments, promises that after Saturday night's main main event, he will still be champion. Gunther interrupts, so that was pretty interesting. Everybody's chanting, "You tapped out." Gunther says, "You're not a natural champion like myself. I still stand by my word." Says, "You like to talk, but didn't like to mention the big news. I will face whoever is champion after Saturday night's main event. And I hope you win, so I can take back what's rightfully mine." Jey Uso says, "I'm not gonna be defeated by a YouTuber." What that's supposed to mean? What that's supposed to mean? Forehead smash. Forehead smash. I would beat Jey Uso in a forehead-to-forehead competition. I would beat Jey Uso in a forehead-to-forehead competition. Okay, so here's the deal. Don't get me wrong, people. I like Jey Uso, but just like I've said, there's a fine line. It's like, yes, Stone Cold Steve Austin had what? His entire personality was not built on the catchphrase chant, what? I want storylines, I want great promos. For the audience, I know it's fun. You know, it's awesome. But for people watching at home, it's like I'm watching the same exact episode over and over again. The celebration is over, Jay. It's time to actually have some storylines. This is not even a criticism to Jey Uso, but like he's wearing Yeet shirt, Yeet glasses, Yeet necklace. Oh my god. How are we feeling about Gunther challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship again? This is gonna piss off a lot of people because Gunther is going to lose again. And in all honesty, I think we shouldn't even get this match. Unless Gunther is being protected in some crazy ass ways. I get it, but I don't know. Another reason is we already seen it so many times. We've seen it so many times. Then we got Becky Lynch. She got a mixed reaction from the audience and says she was not beaten on Saturday. Despite everything, she still stands tall. Turns her attention to the fans who continue to boo. Declares that every woman in the locker room will soon know what it means to be held down by the man. Pretty good delivery by Becky Lynch, and like I've said, I do appreciate the fact that she actually lost. It makes this championship so prestigious because Lyra beat Becky frickin' Lynch. It elevates this championship, and it's kinda crazy. Gotta be honest, I'm actually more interested in the Intercontinental Championship right now than the WWE World Women's Championship. And I love Io Sky, but the build is very, 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 very slow. Ever since WrestleMania, we got these NXT women, and it's kinda great. I appreciate that, but it's so freaking slow. We got AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. Kinda loved watching this. A lot of memories. 2016 vibe. This is awesome, Chan, so everything was great about this match. We got the Judgment Day, we got Penta, and AJ Styles picks up the W. It is a slow build, but it all makes sense. Finn Balor didn't get the help he wanted from the Judgment Day. He's a champion. Liv Morgan is a movie star. You're all doing so great, except for Carlito. You know, honestly, except for Carlito. He still can't recover from that spear, I feel like. But that's what they're building. Dominic versus Finn Balor. I really thought Dominic is going to be the babyface because, you know, he's getting cheered right now, but I feel like now it's going to be Finn Balor. You can't turn the Judgment Day into babyfaces unless it's going to be the entire Judgment Day turning not on Finn Balor, but actually turning on Dominic Mysterio, because maybe Dominic Mysterio is big timing everybody. Rusev sends a message to everybody. I would like to take my words back because some of you actually made a great point. I complained about how they're not new guys, we don't need them beating up jobbers every week. What's the point? Because, you know, it is boring. Let's admit it. That shit's boring. We all know the winner. But somebody said, well, the Great One, my Messiah, my savior, my favorite content creator, my favorite human being on the planet, my forehead king, my tribal chief, my tribal forehead, my forehead of the table, my love. Real comment. They said, well, the Great One, my love. They've been buried so much in the past, we kinda need to build them up. And I was like, okay, I was wrong. Rare L. Very rare L. But yes, I was wrong. We kinda need that. You know, they've been buried so much. And so far, I love Rusev's presentation. I mean, the matches are so different. He's moving like crazy, in a great shape, serious. I think there's some legit potential right now. In some ways, I can even appreciate the fact that WWE are really careful with this. The main event tag team match didn't do much for me. Sure, the match itself was fun. I get it, but as a story guy, I'm not that invested in the story, except for the fact that I'm happy for, WWE highlighting new women, which is great. I appreciate that. But this felt like SmackDown in a way, where you get that tag team match in the main event, and it doesn't mean much. The babyface team won, which again didn't accomplish much, and they're still teasing Io versus Rhea, which is obviously going to happen at some point. It's all great. I've heard rumors that WWE are really high on Io Sky, which is amazing. But, this didn't really do it much for me. Now, people, to end this video, I want to talk about Karrion Kross, who was spotted with the New Day, and I still don't understand. Why is he not on television? Why is he not on television? I don't know how much we can blame Triple H for this. We honestly don't know how many people are working on this and, who makes these decisions. I assume it's Triple H. I hate how Triple H can never actually capitalize on the momentum. Sometimes you just need to follow the trend. Bring Karrion Kross to TV, make him cut that promo, see what kind of reaction he gets. Dude can talk. You can trust him with that. Maybe this is some universe mode crap, but imagine Raw having these, copyright logos. You feel like the show is going to end, and then Karrion Kross comes out, says cut the music, cut all of the scrap, and cuts a similar promo to the one we all know, but obviously by not breaking kayfabe, kind of blurring the lines a little bit. Everybody goes crazy, that's how Raw ends. Maybe the show cuts off or something like that. Instant attention from everybody. You had something great happening behind the scenes, make it happen on television. Obviously, people wanna see that. One of my biggest problems with the WWE's product right now, as much as I do enjoy Raw on Netflix, you need a cliffhanger. You wanna make me go, okay, this was crazy. The way this show ended was nuts. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. This show didn't do that. Make people talk and actually be excited about next week's episode. But people, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to hear me talk more about Karrion Kross, watch this video right here. I talked about why this push is most likely going to happen. It's just kind of crazy how long it takes for the WWE.